Hi, everyone. Happy to be here today and chatting with Jake Lee, who is a certified financial planner with IG Wealth Management. Thank you, Jake, for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to have a little chat today over the importance of personal insurance. So please keep watching if you are looking for more ways to protect your wealth, grow your wealth, are an existing homeowner, or are looking to purchase. So Jake, I'll roll right in. Tell us maybe a little bit about yourself and the importance of insurance or protection as a part of a financial plan.
Yes, absolutely. So as Katie introduced, I'm a certified financial planner with IG Wealth Management, and I look at people's lives in terms of their finances and their goals and values and important things about their life. And I put together, we work with clients to put together a plan to really help them achieve their goals, protect their assets, and protect their important ones and values and things like that. So insurance is obviously a very important and integral part of the whole overall financial plan, because no matter how perfect plan you have, if an unexpected things happen or something falls apart, it's simply not going to work. So insurance addresses that very part of the whole overall financial plan.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, with my clients, the conversation's usually around protecting the asset we're discussing, which would be the home. And as I say too, you can't afford to not have a plan in place because, as you say, if something unexpected happens, then you're in a lot more trouble if you don't have that coverage in place, obviously. So speak to then for us the coverage types. What type of insurance is there, and a little bit of a detail on each.
Yeah, of course. In terms of coverage types, the three most common coverage types are obviously life insurance. It pays in case of, unfortunately, death. And there's also what's called disability insurance and also a critical illness insurance. So disability insurance is a type of insurance that pays, you can simply think of it as a paycheck replacement paycheck that's coming from the insurance company. So you buy a insurance package in case something happens to you. Usually insurance contract addresses 6 different activities, basic activities, and 2 or 3 out of the 6 basic activities you cannot do, then they deem that the insured person is disabled, and they start paying those insurance benefits. And then the critical illness covers, depending on the insurance company, but generally cancer, stroke, and a heart attack are the 3 main sort of life-threatening illnesses that critical illness covers. And depending on the company, it covers up to 27 or 25 different conditions, and it is being updated every year.
Yeah, more and more so too, I guess, with a lot of people who are now self-employed. I guess that category of people we see is growing. The importance of having these coverages grows as well, because you don't have a coverage through an employer. So you need to ensure that these are in place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When we look at, just to share some brief stats, average lifetime income, so the total amount of income an average Canadians make throughout their lifetime is about $1.7 million. Obviously, there are jobs that make a lot higher income and a lot lower, but on average, 1.7 million. So if you're living in Vancouver and buy a average house, which is $1 million, bulk of your lifetime income is already committed to the purchase of that the property. So which means if your ability to keep earning the income somewhere along the way, the amount of money that you will need to basically complete the purchase of the real estate through a mortgage or whatnot is at risk. So insurance covers exactly that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Now, clients ask me this all the time, but the insurance or insurance offerings are provided by their lender. So why should someone speak to someone like you versus taking that coverage at their bank when they're doing their mortgage?
Yes, absolutely. So there are insurance, even these days, credit cards offer those disability protections or life protections, and mortgages offer that. Car loans, they always ask you to like an insurance and things like that. But really, when somebody's taken a life insurance or any type of insurance, it is you are entering into a binding legal contract with the insuring company. So the company is given an opportunity to assess your insurability. So um, uh, they essentially assess the probability of somebody getting hurt or dying and all that statistical assumptions, and they then make a decision to go into a contract. Okay, given your situation, we will guarantee you uh, to pay all these benefits and money that we promised in case of these events happening. So that is the basics of the legal the private insurance contracts, whereas any insurance policies or programs that you get from the banks they're not regulated by Canadian Insurance Act. So in theory, well, technically, they're not really insurance contracts, and the banks or the insurance companies that they're selling through the banks have no sort of obligation to pay you that money, but rather they would assess what it's called. It is called a post-claim underwriting product. So what that means is instead of assessing your insurability beforehand, they will actually look at the situation of the person after something happened. So 10 years later, something happened to me, and I go to the creditor insurance that I bought from the bank. Hey, I bought this insurance and something happened to me. Now please pay me. Then they'll say, okay, we'll look at if you did qualify 10 years ago. So
Wow. Yeah.
it is quite ridiculous.
Yeah. It protects the bank as well, right? Because the largest majority of those products will actually pay your mortgage payment or pay the balance of the mortgage or those types of things, as opposed to that same amount of funding coming to you in cash and deciding how to allocate that.
That is absolutely true. So those products, you simply do not have an option to designate the beneficiary of your choice. The beneficiary, which means the person who is receiving the money, is automatically the bank, and it is always the exact amount of the balance owing. So but naturally, the loan balance is decreasing over time. So your coverage is decreasing every time you make a payment, and all in case something happens to you, all that money that will automatically go to the bank without even giving you an option to take it. And one more thing, real quick, is those coverages are, I still don't understand why, but they're actually almost every time more expensive than real private insurance.
I always say, they're a good option if you can't take the time right away. Like if your mortgage is closing immediately and you want to have coverage in place, pay a premium or two for a month or two, and then ensure to book that conversation with someone like yourself to have a broader plan put into place.
It's hard to say yes, because well, first of all, there's no guarantee. Even if you can get that protection right away, there's simply no guarantee. And actually, that the probability of you getting paid is quite low statistically. Plus, when you get a private life insurance or private insurance, the insurance companies often offer the temporary insurance. So the day you make an application, complete an application until the day they approve the policy, the insurance companies, most of the time, they offer the temporary insurance between that period of time. So a week, 2 weeks, or even a month or two. But that is a lot more sort of guaranteed, and it is more real protection. So I would say there's really no reason to go with that temporary or the creditor insurance. The only motivation personally would be if they give you a huge discount. I would take that, but otherwise, yeah.
Well, they can't do anything like that. Like they can't tide sell insurance with product either, right? So, some clients have said, oh, well, my bank is suggesting that if I do this, with them on the insurance side, then I'll get something better over here. And it just never seems like good business practice for me. I just
No,
don't,
I agree.
I would prefer a client to come to someone like you, just like broker versus bank. Again, broker versus bank, just insurance conversation, right? So, yeah. So why would someone come to you? Why Jake versus any other insurance provider or someone who could provide the hub and access to multiple solutions?
Yes. So over the years, the insurance regulation has also been evolving, and just like any other areas of the financial services industry, and all that evolution, I would say, is focused around are we doing the right thing for the clients? And financial products are naturally quite complicated, and they have to address multiple different aspects of your financial life, like investments, your cash flow, budget, and taxes and estates. In this case, insurance is inevitably looking at the estate issues. So all those things are quite complicated and require comprehensive understanding and planning. So as a financial planner at a financial planning firm, my role is really to, like, the way I work with clients is I always look at what's really important to the clients. That's always the very first conversation. What is important to you? What is the most important value to you? And then we also spend good amount of time discovering their goals and their plans, and what they want and what they don't want. So because all of the plans and all the financial products and programs has to be there to support your value and your goals and plans. So as a certified financial planner, I don't just look at their insurance aspect or that needs in isolation, but rather we look at, okay, this insurance seems to be the right solution, but it could be missing another important aspect down the road. So all of those things, looking at it all as a whole is very, very important. And I'm very proud that that's how I make a difference in our clients' lives and that long-term relationship.
It sounds very similar to what I do, right? Anyone can put you into a mortgage product today, but how that fits with your overall financial plan and goals down the road and all the other pieces of your financial plan are key. So
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Obviously, people will have other questions for you. We'll put your contact information in the notes below. But is there anything else that you wanted to share with those who are watching today on this specific topic?
Yeah, this is, I would say this is also, kind of a message I would like every other professionals would like to sort of understand as well. But, either a mortgage broker or a financial planner or realtor or any type of professionals, like I think it is really important that you have to understand the advice that we are providing or some recommendations that we're giving. I really think it is important for us to understand the weight of that advice. It can be a one case for a professional, but the person who is receiving that advice and that person's life can depend on it. In extreme cases, and when general people are looking for professional advice, I would say is this professional that I'm sitting down with today, does he or she understand the weight of my situation or weight of the advice that he or she is giving to me? And I think that's something you should really be looking for when looking to hire a professional of any sort. And in that sense, I'm very proud to work with Katie, and that is always what I'm trying to sort of uphold, the value that I'm trying to uphold. So yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. It's sort of how I look to run my business and offer advice, because exactly that, if the wrong advice is provided or the wrong solution isn't presented, then negative things can occur that definitely are sort of that pivot point in people's lives. So it's an honor to be a part of those lives, and a definite responsibility to ensure that we're meeting that advice standard with every opportunity. So, well, thank you again for your time today. Again, if anyone watching has questions, Jake is more than happy to answer them all. I am not a licensed insurance professional. I formerly had some licensing in Jake's world, but nothing like the experience that he holds. So please feel free to reach out. And or if you wanted an email introduction, happy to provide as well. So thank you again for your time. Look forward to having you back again.
Thank you, Katie. I look forward to that as well.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.